So, are you having a good time? Things are unfolding nicely, yes? Right here, third row, yep. Are you feeling more deliberate? You feeling like you want to be a more often pointer and aware of the contradiction in your pointing? You're gonna like it a lot. Do you like the bag of marbles? It's clarifying too. You like that further back?
Whatever works for you.
Yeah.
So I want to start off saying thank you.
Yeah.
Because
Same.
I'm going through an incredible transition in my life.
Good. That's eternal.
Wonderful and positive.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm riding a wave of allowance.
Good.
Where I know I'm supposed to be the conductor, but it feels like I'm really just accepting and allowing.
You know what you're describing there? Bit by bit, you put it into the vortex, and it's been gestating. And the cooperative components have been gathered, and the momentum has been building. And so it's in the process of becoming. It's in the process of bursting onto the scene into manifestation. And you're right there, and you can feel that. That's the best spot. That's where you just want to be. And then it bursts on, and you say, oh, yay. And then you say, now what? Now what?
But I haven't reached the now what. Because I've heard you describe so many times that exhilaration of the unfolding.
Yeah.
And that's where I am right now. I literally walked away from what I was...
It's so delicious if you can savor the incremental part as much as you savor the moment when it bursts into your bank account or whatever.
And there are others who are waiting for the bursting into the bank account moment. But for me, that is a distant memory. It's really just about following this feeling, which is amazing to me. And as soon as I cleared...
Would you call it a feeling of certainty?
Absolutely.
Invincibility?
Yes.
That ride that wave.
Yes.
Ride that wave. And when you find yourself, and you might, if you talk to other people who are impatient, when people say, thank you for your patience, Esther always says, you must be thinking of others. Because she likes to keep herself in that on the brink of discovery and manifestation feeling. And it's not a feeling of patience, it's a feeling of anticipation.
And I have Abraham to thank for keeping me there more often now. And that's what's allowed this to happen. I do fall off the disc plenty, right? The people around me, family, I do fall off, but I'm falling off less often, and it's lasting longer. And that's cleared the path. It's truly incredible the past couple of weeks I'm forming a new business, which is completely different from what I've done before, but something I've always loved. It's kind of like I did it as a hobby that was my greatest joy, and then went back to what I was doing and finally realized this is my greatest joy. This is what I'm gonna do for a living.
Yeah.
And so as soon as I allowed that to happen, all those people are jumping into my path.
And do you know why? You know why it's manifesting, the energy is so powerful? Is because you've been launching those rockets and feeding that vortex, and the law of attraction has been gathering the cooperative components. It's gestating and becoming. It's this inevitable thing that is happening, and you're not in the way of it. The only thing that can stop that is you getting in the way of that.
Yes, and what's allowing that, everybody else is blurry. It's just me, my vision, my conviction, my belief, and it's feeling very pure.
Yeah.
I have to say, for the first time, the last time I remember feeling this way was when I allowed my relationship with my now wife of 25 years to happen. I didn't make a decision. I allowed it to happen.
You see, so what you're doing the best job. I want to speak to our friend who was in the hot seat before about this. You're doing the best job of describing what your work is in the creative process. And your work is to choose and then not point in opposition. That's your work. But to continue to choose, because you choose and then you get more information, and then you choose and then you get more information, and then you choose and then you get more information. So just keep choosing, but don't point in opposition. We said this earlier, but we think it'll hit home with you more now than it did when we said it earlier today. You're never going to get it done. It's never going to be done. And it's really a good thing when you stop needing the manifestation in order to feel good. If you cannot need the manifestation, but you can accept the unfolding now, 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 because even when it bursts in to see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it, is still not done, as you've discovered with your magnificent relationship with your wife. It's not done. It's not ever going to be done.
And I'm only realizing day by day right now how much bigger it can be than I ever imagined. These ideas just keep flowing to me.
Bigger than you have imagined. This is so good. Hear this. Bigger than you have imagined, because the path of least resistance will not allow you to see past what you've practiced seeing. But not bigger than you want, and not bigger than your inner being is imagined, and not bigger than the cooperative components together have caused it to be. It's been revealed, but you are not ready to realize all of it. But isn't that the fun? For years we've said to Esther, the universe will surprise and delight you. And she argued with us about that for a while. She said, I can see how it could delight me, but how can it surprise me if I'm the one that's put the stuff in the vortex to begin with? And we say, because you can't consider, and it's not because you're defective, you can't consider all of the components of all of the things that are gathered together and what that means. The exponential desire is unfathomable, but it is knowable. It is feelable. It is discernible.
I'm feeling proof of that right now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. There was one little personal trivial anecdote that I wanted to bring up with you for a long time. The first time I came to one of these gatherings was, call it 7 or 8 years ago, and I had only just then started listening to the teachings. I'm a huge fan of all that's put on YouTube. Thank you very much. And I was, after one of the, during one of the segments of refreshment, all of us were filing to the restrooms. It was like almost like a stream, and I passed Esther in the stream, and she looked right at me and punched me in the arm. And I wondered, with my wife and my sisters-in-law, I wondered, was that Esther punching me in the arm? Was that Abraham saying, finally, you joined us?
More likely Esther. She's the puncher.
But truly, thank you for everything. Thank you for today.
There we go. Let's play a new game. You'll be good at this because you've got a strong mind. You're a powerful thinker. You've evaluated a lot of things. You've kept a lot of it inside, but we're going to draw it out of you because you're smart like that, and you will be able to help us, help everyone understand something that we've never talked about before, because you, friend, are on the leading edge. You ready for this? Consider the word, the concept, the idea of absolute, sure, certain. And think about how it would feel to be certain that your life is good or going to be good, or certain that a large amount of money is going to come into your experience, or certain that you have a body that is intelligent and will keep up with your desire for a long, healthy life. For just a minute, think about how good it would feel to have that certainty, to have that knowing. You with us? So now, be a little human and turn on television, just for 5 minutes, a cable news channel, and just listen to the commercial about this going wrong with your body, and this going wrong with your body, and this going wrong with your body, and these things you need to watch out for, and these pirates on the internet, and these people that are going to steal your identity, and these people that are going to rip you off for this, and this thing that is going wrong, and this disaster that you're lucky that you're even alive for, and this thing that's going on, and just watch television for a minute and see if that certainty gets watered down a little bit. Felt pretty good until I listened to something. So now stay with us for a little bit. So now that certainty about your well-being now feels like a probability maybe, or a possibility maybe. But now it's active in your vibration. Now it's active in your bag of marbles. And so the television isn't on anymore, but you're thinking about it, and it's active in your point of attraction. And so now, as you look around your world, you see someone limping hard, and somebody is coughing really loud in the grocery store, and you see gimpy people all around you in various degrees of disintegration. And it validates what you just heard, and now your sense of certainty about your financial and physical well-being has eroded. It's been watered down. It's been mixed with other vibrations. And so that certainty, that probability is barely hanging on for dear life as a possibility, but mostly it doesn't look possible to move through life safely. And then you go to church. And they explain to you that life is hard and that sacrifice is important and that feeling bad is normal. In fact, it's honored. And then they sing a really sad song about sacrifice. And now you're not certain at all that you deserve what you've been asking for. In fact, you're pretty sure you don't deserve it. And then you go to sleep and you wake up for another day. But we know we were a little silly, accurate. And we know that we were extreme, accurate. And we know that you got the point, that you can observe and hold your own, or you can observe and go along. And whether you observe and hold your own, or whether you observe and go along, has to do with how long you've been standing where you're standing and feeling what you're feeling. You have to practice your way. Now let's start at the other end of this. Let's say you are discouraged. Let's say you feel really defeated. Let's say that most things aren't going the way you want them to. And so you are sort of on the impossible end of this scenario that we were talking about. But you heard a little bit from us. And when we say to you that your inner being knows you and is with you, that resonated with you. And so you get the idea that your inner being exists, and you've had ups and downs in your emotions, and you know that it's about focus. And so you say something to yourself like, well, I can focus myself into a better feeling, and that thought feels good to you. And for a moment, it feels really good to you, and you feel strong. And then because you've been wise enough to play this game while you're by yourself, where there's no one else that's interacting with you, the television isn't on, then you decide that you're going to play the pointing game where you point from where you are in the direction of what feels better and better. And so you make statements that feel better and better. And the law of attraction helps you find memories that match them up, or lines you up with things in your now. Someone is really nice to you. Someone waves at you. Somebody gives you a thumbs up. Somebody compliments you on your beautiful, bright green clothing. In other words, something happens to you that is a manifestation that supports the vibration that you accomplished through the thought that you thought, the inward thought that you thought, that inward thought that you thought, that you barely speak out loud, but you're thinking it without contradicting it, and it is getting stronger. And as the momentum of that stronger thought happens, as the momentum becomes more and more and more, then another and another and another and another idea flows into your mind, if you'll give it a minute to do so. And usually this doesn't happen all in one setting, but if you understand, if we have inspired within you, if we have activated within you the logic, a thought that feels good being easy to water down to feel terrible, and the logic of a thought that feels terrible being focused into a thought that feels better, then you are now empowered to focus yourself into alignment with your source energy. And you know what happens when you do that? You are powerful. You have the energy that creates worlds pouring through your fingertips. You can point at anything. You can be or do or have anything. It doesn't happen all at once. You don't want it to happen all at once. You just want to feel a little better and a little better and a little stronger and a little sure and a little more resilient and a little stronger and a little sure and a little better and a little happier and a little sure and a little happier, until what happens to you is you sit down next to someone and you have the most delightful conversation that you've ever had in your life, because you've met somebody else that's on the end of the vibrational stick where you are, and together your marbles are matching up and you're having a really good time, and you say, this manifestation matches my intentions.